Okay guys, now we are going to move on to reading passage number 2, and the question type we are going to deal with is list of headings. Very confusing for many students. They always give you 2 to 3 extra headings, and these extra headings are really difficult, or these extra headings are so confusing that you think you can put it anywhere. Okay, let's take a start. You can see questions 14 to 17, and one example is given. Paragraph A and heading number 5. First of all, you should cross heading number 5 from the list so that it doesn't bother you. Just full cross to heading number 5. Page number 21. Will you please make sure that your neighbors are on the right page also? Just look around and see everyone is on the right page. So, we've got this list of headings on page 21. All you need to do, you have to read the headings carefully first, because headings will give you the clues, and then you will look for those clues in the passage. If you don't read the headings, definitely you don't know much about that. But before we start, we will do the same skimming of the passage. So please come to page number 22. The title is there anybody out there? Is there anybody out there? Out there means in the space, and they have given the pictures of planets. The search for extraterrestrial intelligence. Extraterrestrial intelligence means like, what do we call those? Aliens, yeah. Aliens or other people on other planets and all that. This is what they believe. Okay, now we'll read the first sentence of each paragraph. We can even start with this introductory paragraph as well. The question of whether we are alone in the universe has haunted humanity for centuries. Just underline that. Then we come to paragraph A, but for list of headings, we are not going to read paragraph A, but we just read the first line. Primary reason for the search is basic curiosity. So they tell us the reasons why they are doing search, that are there any people on other planets and all that. Paragraph, and on this paragraph you can underline SETI, S-E-T-I, got it? Then we have paragraph B. In discussing whether we are alone, most SETI scientists adopt 2 ground rules. So they talk about 2 ground rules, 2 assumptions, 2 rules, 2 ways. Just underline that, and underline UFO as well. Paragraph C. Even when we make these assumptions, our understanding of other life form is still severely limited. Okay guys, paragraph C. We've been to this paragraph as well. So he says our understanding of other life forms is still severely limited. We don't even know anything confusing, or we don't know. And in this paragraph, underline 100 billion, 100, 100,000, Milky Way and all that. Then come to paragraph D. An alien civilization could choose many different ways of sending information. So they talk about alien civilizations and the methods they use to send information to us. And in this paragraph, underline radio waves, 1000 to 3000 megahertz, NASA, 10 million per year. Okay, all these words quickly you can underline, but read and underline. Don't just underline blindly. Paragraph E. There is a considerable debate over how we should react if we detect the signal. You see, if we receive a signal from other planet, how should we react? We don't know their language, who they are, say, oh, theek thaak ho. Yeah, not like that. So how should we react from an alien civilization? In this paragraph, they will tell us all about it. Is that clear? Okay, now we go back to list of headings. Heading number 1, seeking the transmission of radio signals from planets. That's heading number 1. And by the way, we read somewhere about hertz and transmitter and all that. Then we come to heading number 2. First we will read all the headings. Okay, we are just going to read all the, why don't you discuss it outside, yeah? Heading number 2, appropriate responses to signals from other civilizations. It rings a bell. How should we respond if we receive a abhi padhe? Ho gaya na maze ki baat, right? So appropriate responses to signals from other civilizations. Heading number 3, vast distances to Earth's closest neighbor. If you remember, there was a paragraph with numbers 10,000 million and blah 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 and all that. Okay, heading number 4, assumptions underlying the search of extraterrestrial intelligence. They said 2 ground rules. If you remember, in one paragraph they said there are 2 ground rules and all that. Will we read heading number 5? No. Because we crossed it already. We are not going to waste our time on it. Heading number 6, knowledge of extraterrestrial life forms. We don't even know how the life exists there. We read somewhere about that. Heading number 7, likelihood of life on other planets. Likelihood means chance. Now remember, 4 questions and we have 6 headings. So that means 2 headings are still extra, or they are the traps. Now please come to paragraph B. We'll first come to paragraph B. I'm reading it from the beginning. Okay, in the paragraph there are certain points. Now actually what to look for in the paragraph? The first thing, you need to look for the main idea in the paragraph. Usually headings match the main idea in the paragraph, and it's the same heading and a sentence in the passage, in the paragraph, they match exactly, right? So in order to do that, there are 3 points of the paragraph which are important. The first point is the beginning of the paragraph. Most of the time the paragraphs start with the topic sentence. As in your IELTS essay writing, you write essay, start with the topic sentence, main idea. We call it main idea. So you will find the main idea of the paragraph. Sometimes the main idea is in the first line, very simple and clear. Sometimes paragraph starts with some general statement, and after 2 to 3 sentences they introduce the main idea. In that case, middle of the paragraph is important, and sometimes they do a lot of explanation. At the end they conclude and then they tell you the main idea. So the beginning of the paragraph, middle and the end of the paragraph, they are important. Now here we are. Paragraph B, in discussing whether we are alone, most SETI scientists adopt 2 ground rules. First, and then they mention second. So 2 ground rules. Keep that in mind and tell me which heading is going to match with it. 2 ground rules. Whenever they go for searching and all that, they keep 2 ground rules in mind. And these ground rules are like they assume these 2 things. So what we assume is called assumption. Heading number 4. Exactly. So this is how you got to think now. You are doing section 2. Now please come to paragraph C. Even when we make these assumptions, our understanding of other life form is still severely limited. We do not even know, for example, how many stars have planets, and we certainly do not know how likely it is that life will arise naturally. Chances. Go back and look for a heading where they talk about chance and we don't know, or whether possibility and all that. When I ask you, then tell me please. Look for a heading where they talk about possibility, chance of life on other planets. Heading number 7. So sometimes it's as simple as this. And when you select a heading carefully, cross that heading from the list as well. Now you should cross heading number 4 and heading number 7 from the list. Let's do paragraph D. They are using the word megahertz, radio waves, signals. I'm reading paragraph D. An alien civilization could choose many different ways of sending information across the galaxy, but many of these either require too much energy, and then they talk about radio waves, how they send signals and all that. Go back and see if there is any paragraph, any heading that matches with that. So, heading number 1, seeking the transmission of radio signals from planets. Clear? They talk about radio signals, radio waves from other planets and all that stuff, okay? Now, let's do paragraph E, that's the last paragraph. Just read the first 2 lines. There is considerable debate over how we should react. React means answer. How we should answer if we detect a signal from an alien civilization. Just read this line and tell me, where will it go? How to react means how to answer. How to answer means the response, how to respond. So it's heading number 2, second heading. See that? Sometimes it's as simple as this, but again I tell you, within the paragraph, if you reach the right place, and the right place is what we call main idea. So if you read, and main idea is sometimes very obvious in the first line. Sometimes it starts with a general sentence, main idea is in second or third line. Otherwise it's at the end. But usually it is supposed to be in the first line or somewhere in the middle.